Hey guys, welcome back. Uh, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these videos, but I guess you could put this under the 1970s series of the week. And this isn't actually, excuse me, isn't actually a whole series per se, but the continuation of a series that got canceled or got put on hiatus or however you want to look at it. But probably everybody who's watching this already knows, all about issue 1 through 18 of Mr. Miracle, done by the great Jack King Kirby. I guess that series ended probably February, March of '74, and in this picked back up probably around fall of '77. And I'm not sure. I haven't read the original run in quite a while, so I'm not sure if this picks up directly from where that ended or not. But there is some a lot of there are a lot of gems in this run. Story and art wise. Uh, first 4 issues, as far as scripts and pencils, it's all Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers, and of course, that's the team that did the great run on Detective Comics back in the '70s. And actually, probably 12 years or so ago, I got to go to a convention in Ohio, Mid-Ohio Con, and Englehart and Marshall Rogers were both supposed to be there. Now, Englehart showed up, but I think Marshall Rogers was sick, and I think it was maybe 3 months after that I heard that he passed away. So I really hated missing out on getting to meet him. But I did get Steve Englehart to sign my 2 Detective Comics, 475 and 476, the Laughing Fish story. Now, in this series, you get reintroduced, I guess, and I'm not sure, there was a revival of the New Gods probably around the same time. I'm not sure what the time frame was. It was probably within the same year, or maybe before. But, you get reintroduced to some old characters. Of course, you got Big Barda there, and Oberon, Granny Goodness. You got Canto, Baron Bedlam, Vermin Vunderbar. Well, Bedlam's over here. But anyway, it's all about Granny Goodness kidnaps Barda and takes her away. Now, the interiors, like I say, they're penciled by Marshall Rogers, and the inks are done by somebody named Ilya Hunch. I didn't know who the devil that was, and I figured it was some sort of a pseudonym, sort of like what Neil Adams had with his guys in Krusty Bunkers. But it was kind of the same thing. I think from what I read, Rogers was kind of behind schedule, and he was under the gun to get it in on deadline. So he asked some friends to help him out. So actually, you have Rogers did some of the inks. You have Dick Giordano, Mike Nasser or Netzer, Al Milgram, Jack Abel, Alan Weiss, Joe Wazowski, Terry Austin, and Neil Adams even did a little inking in this one. Now, each inker was actually assigned a different character. So I think it probably a couple issues later, it kind of tells in the letter columns who did what, but I'll just kind of leave that under wraps if you guys want to check it out or try to guess, who inked what character. It was actually kind of fun to go through and try to guess and find all that stuff out. There's another copy. Like I say, I probably only had 3, maybe 2 or 3 of the original issues when they came out when I bought as a kid. But what I saw I really liked. Okay, in issue 20, you got Marshall Rogers and Vince Collette on the cover. And this issue, Scott rescues Barda on the moon. And I can't remember why she was on the moon, but there you go. Okay, there's a higher grade copy of that issue. Okay, issue 21. Some more fun going on here. Scott Free takes the battle to Apocalypse, and we see Darkseid in this issue, Calabac, and a character called Hecate. And you got more Rogers art and Coletta on the inks on the inside. And what is cool about this issue, and I've taken it out, and I think this is one of my, this is probably one of my originals. But Hyman, the character Hyman, who, for you guys that know a little bit about Mr. Miracle, he's the one that trained Scott Free. And I think in the 2 pages that Hyman appears, he is drawn to look like Jack Kirby. So if you want to see that there, and over here, he was made to draw, or he was drawn to made to look like Jack Kirby. And I think on the last page of the story, excuse me guys, I'm still trying to get over a cold. But there you see him again, sort of an homage to the King. But another fun issue. There's a higher grade copy. And this one was probably the first one I actually bought off the stands as a kid. Got a great cover. Kind of Darkseid's face lurking in the background. Great Marshall Rogers cover. Yeah, that one's been well loved. There's a better looking copy of it. But in this one, Steve Englehart is going under, I guess, another pseudonym called John Harkness. I don't know why. But more Rogers art on the inside. It was inked by 2 guys that I really never heard of before, called Rick Bryant and John Fuller. So if anybody has any more information on those guys, I'd be interested in hearing it. This issue, Scott, basically the whole drive of the story, he's trying to assassinate Darkseid. Doesn't go so well. More of the same characters. You got Oberon and Highfather in this one, Hyman, Canto, and some characters called the Prime Protectors. Okay, and these last 3 issues, I bought them off back issue dealers, later on when I started accumulating stuff. But issue 23, you got another great Marshall Rogers cover, and you get introduced to a character named Ethos. And I guess this character kind of takes Mr. Miracle on a cosmic odyssey. And, I guess he attempts to give him some kind of cosmic awareness or whatever. So he goes through a lot of dream sequences where he's fighting villains and heroes. So, you got, I guess, some characters that maybe hadn't been in other issues. Jezebel and the Black Racer is in this one. But in this issue, the writing chores get taken over by Steve Gerber, who's one of my favorite writers. Howard the Duck, Man-Thing, Defenders, did a lot of great stuff for Marvel. Didn't do a whole lot of work for DC, but what he did, I really enjoyed it. And when it got into this, I guess these last 3 or 4 issues, it kind of reminded me of some of the stuff Jim Starlin did with Captain Marvel. Some of the cosmic space kind of stuff. And, actually, that cover actually reminds me of something that Starlin would have done. But pretty cool issue. And this is one of my favorite covers. This is all Marshall Rogers. You got Highfather and Darkseid in the background. It's just that's just a beautiful piece of artwork right there. So I say these issues are kind of underappreciated. But more Steve Gerber on the scripts, Michael Golden, and actually Russ Heath inks these last 2 issues, which is kind of odd, pairing, thinking of Michael Golden and Russ Heath, but it actually comes off really, really well. In this issue, I'm not sure. I think he kind of returns from Apocalypse and New Genesis, and he kind of takes his act to Las Vegas. And you get introduced to some characters by the name of Aliana, Rex, and Ida Hubbard. And I think the Aliana character kind of gets turned into a villainous later on by Granny Goodness. And there's some characters at the beginning of this story called the Photon Patrol, more of Darkseid's stormtroopers. So, sorry guys, it's the more I talk, the worse this gets. Apparently, yeah, another great cover. Okay, in the last issue, number 25. This cover was actually originally drawn by Al Milgrom, but for some reason or another, it got repenciled and inked by Russ Heath. So basically, this is an all Russ Heath job on the cover. The interiors, more Michael Golden than Russ Heath. Steve Gerber on the scripts. Like I say, Granny Goodness makes a villainess out of this character. And, you got more appearances by Barda and Darkseid in this one. But it just kind of leaves you hanging at the end of this. Of course, Mr. Miracle was one of the victims of the DC implosion in 1978. And I don't think a story or the art was ever drawn for issue 25, but there was a cover drawn for issue 26. That's part of that canceled comic cavalcade that I've got the Xeroxes of. But you can kind of see here, especially in black and white, this is Michael Golden and Russ Heath. You can see their signatures down there, but this is really a nice piece of artwork. And these Xeroxes I have of this stuff, they're a second generation copy, so you can kind of tell they're off kilter as far as being squared up. But yeah, just a cool little run of books that probably gets overlooked because you're taking over from Jack Kirby, and it's big shoes to fill. But for anybody interested in in a different take on this character, there's lots of great art by Marshall Rogers and Michael Golden, Russ Heath, and like I say, all the inkers. And like I say, probably look at issue 19, and you can try to, guess who inked all the characters. And I think they actually tell in the letter column of issue 20 who actually did them all. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed talking about it, and hope everybody's having a great week. And I will see you soon. Onward and upward.